change the screen on a Nokia C7, you will need a small plastic knife or a credit card, a small bladed screwdriver, a T5 and a T6 star type screwdriver, a pair of tweezers, a new LCD screen if that's the part that's broken, or a new touch screen, also known as a digitizer. So the first thing we do is take off this bottom cover. So take your plastic knife and push it into the bottom and try and wedge it in and push the bottom out. That's the first one out, and the same again here, just push it in and wedge it until it pops out. There you go. So there's only two of them, just one each side. Once you've done that, you can pull it off and put that somewhere safe. Now we need to take off the little keypad, and to do that you've got a little lug just here, so just push that in both sides and the keypad will come off nice and easy. Now we can get to these two screws. So you need your T6 star type screwdriver. Undo these two. Just remember not to do them up too tight when you put it back together. That's those two, and then just flip it over and take the back off and take the battery out. Now you need a smaller screwdriver now, the T5, to undo these two screws. That's that one, and we'll use the tweezers to take it out. And now we can take off the screen. Be careful, there's a very small ribbon cable at the top here, so you just give it a little wiggle and push it towards the top and it will slide up. Now you've got two what's called dog ears at the top here, so you've got a dog ear here and a dog ear here, and they slide underneath these receptors at the top on both sides. So just carefully open it up and be careful not to put too much stress on the cable. Now we can take the LCD screen out, and it's stuck on with double-sided sticky tape. It's quite well stuck on there. This one's going to come off quite easy because I've done it before, but just take a plastic knife and push it in just here and just gradually work your way down and working it around, and it will gradually come unstuck, and eventually it should just flip up like so. So there's your double-sided sticky tape. Now we can get to the screws. Now before we undo these screws, you want to take a bit of sticky tape and just put it onto this screen lock switch so it stays in the same place. It makes it easier when you put it back together. Okay, so take your T6 screwdriver and undo these screws. Like so. I'm using tweezers here, just to make it a bit easier for myself. Now this is your first plug you need to unplug. There's a little plug just here. If you get a plastic knife or even a credit card and just put it in and just flip that up, and that's now unplugged that. And down the bottom here, this is where the aerial is. Just take a screwdriver and just put it in there, just lift it up, and the same here, just put it in, lift it up, that'll pop out, and you've got another clip just here, just pop that out as well, there you go. And then that will lift away from the main body. Now we can get to these two plugs at the top. So take your plastic knife and just pop this one off. That's your LCD screen, and this small one is the digitizer or touch screen. And now we have them all separated. So take your broken screen, put that aside. Now if you need to change the digitizer, this is when you want to do it. Now it's stuck on with double-sided sticky tape all the way around. So if you start at the bottom and work your way up, just pushing it away from the frame, just gradually pushing it. You can use your knife if you want to. Now before it comes off completely, you want to make sure that this little chip is unstuck. So if you're replacing it, it doesn't matter if you're going to damage it, so just get that little chip and make sure it's not stuck onto that double-sided tape there. So that should lift away like so, and take your new digitizer. Now the new one has got plastic on both sides. The one on the front you can leave on until you've finished putting it back together, but unfortunately this one has to come off because it exposes the double-sided sticky tape. So we take that off and just make sure that little chip's not stuck on there, and just offer that up into the hole and make sure it's nice and neat and flush at the top, and then just gradually push it down. Try not to touch the back of the glass because there's no protection on there, and you can push it down properly once the phone's back together. So once that's on, just flip it over, and we've got to make sure this chip is seated onto that double-sided sticky tape there. So just give it a little gentle push, and that's now ready to go back together. So take the phone again and offer up the digitizer and just push the little plug in. That's that one. Take your new LCD screen, which has got a protective cover on it, and again offer that up to this plug. Just wiggle it around until it plugs in. There you go. So they're both plugged in. Now it's time to put the cover back on again. So take the cover, and you've got a little lug in the centre that's got to go up underneath that plastic lug. Just give it a little wiggle as you push it down, and just push it down around the outside edge. Push the bottom in till it clicks. Push that lug in just there, and don't forget to plug this little plug back in again. Just give it a little push and that'll just pop into place. And this is why we've got the sellotape on here, is so this switch lines up with the plastic bit on the side. So put the screws back in. That one. That one. This is with the T6 screwdriver. So this is very sticky. This is a double-sided sticky tape here, and if we pull that tape off from here, just check that that switch is working, which is working fine. If it doesn't work, just undo the screw, lift it up and make sure this is pushed right up and it works okay. So now we can put the LCD screen back in. So just bring it over and line it up at the top, and then just push it down and just gently push all around to make sure it's stuck down. Don't push too hard, just a gentle pressure to make sure it's stuck down. Okay, now we're ready to put the top screen back over, so we can pull off the protective film, so there shouldn't be any fingerprints or dust on there, and then just offer up the screen over the top. And remember those little dog ears I mentioned earlier, they've got to fit in like that, and it should be nice and flush. And you've got to give it a little push, so push it, it'll just click into place. There you go, make sure that's pushed right down. And now we can put these bottom screws in. You can see the screw holes are lined up, so I'm going to use the tweezers again. And the T6 screwdriver. Now we put the keypad in. The keypad has these two small lugs here which go into these two small holes at the bottom of the screen. Just line that up and it should just click in to place. That's that one. And just try the keys, make sure they feel okay. If it doesn't feel right, just take it off and put it back on again. Then we've got that difficult bit at the beginning, and just offer that up into the sides and push them down until it clicks into place. Make sure it's flush all the way around, and then we've got those two small screws to go in the back. So just pop them in the holes. And take the smaller T5 screwdriver and do them up. Don't do them up too tight because you'll just snap them. Then we put the battery back in. And the back cover. And you can leave this on. The touchscreen does work through this protective film. As you can see, it's nice and clean underneath. So hopefully it should turn on. Very slow to boot up these C7s. So any questions or comments, please do so below, and please give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and I'll try and do some more in the future. Thank you.